Solange, the forgotten queen of R&B. Solange Knowles is the younger sister of Beyonce. Coming out of her sister's shadow, she made a name for herself in both music and fashion as a singer, dancer, and a model. In 2013, she launched her own record label, Saint Records. Her 2016 album, A Seat at the Table, reached the top of the Billboard chart and led her to her first Grammy win the following year, 2017. Born June 24th, 1986 in Houston, Texas, her mom, Tina, is of Creole heritage and her father, Matthew, is of African American heritage. Her older sister is Beyonce, obviously, formerly of all the female singing group Destiny's Child. Her fashion, a love for fashion. Solange's love for fashion. Modeled for House of Darion, a clothing line designed by her mom in 2013, she parted ways with Rock Nation and launched her own music label, Saint Records. As an actress, she performed voiceover work for film and television features, including the animated series The Proud Family and the DVD Bring On It, All or Nothing. She also performed on popular children's TV series Yo Gabba Gabba. Now, her commercial success in her music came late. In 2015, Solange released Rise, a single inspired by police killings in Ferguson and Baltimore. The following year, it was the lead track on the artist's third full studio album, Seat at the Table. A resounding success, by the way. The Seat at the Table shot number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. making Solange and Beyonce the first sisters to both have that record achievement. In February 2017, Solange's place among the top acts in the business was solidified when she was named the winner of the Best R&B Performance in a Grammy for a single "Grains in the Sky." And that was how she won her first Grammy with "Cranes in the Sky." Solange's personal life. Keeping home in both Houston and Los Angeles, she moved to Brooklyn, New York in 2011 to be closer to her family and for more opportunities to work on music. She then headed to New Orleans in 2013 where she continues to live part-time. However, it was her actions in New York that made the news in 2014 when a video released of her attacking Jay-Z in an elevator while Beyonce looked on. The fight reportedly took place after the three had attended the Met Gala in 2014. She was intoxicated, drunk, and attacked Jay-Z before she knew it. In days following the release of the video, there was more speculation regarding what the fight was about, and Jay-Z said that he had to apologize and they apologized to each other and moved forward as a united family after the fight. Video director called Alan Ferguson on November 16, 2014 in New Orleans. And that's that part of her story. But let's get into the music properly. Her true EP in Saint Records, her record label. Back in 2009, she parted ways at Interscope. She would now release her third studio album independently. In 2010, she traveled to Australia to work with Australian rock band Midnight Juggernaut on her third studio album. She planned to release the album in summer, as revealed in her official Twitter account in 2009. She also confirmed that she rented the house in Santa Barbara to get in a certain state of mind when writing the music. On May 7, 2010, she made a guest appearance on Yo Gabba Gabba for a Mother's Day special where she performed the original song called Mama Loves Baby. While making her album, she gave up on her sanity for a while to do the record. As she said, we were literally waking up in the morning and just making music all day and all night, no sleep. It just started to wear on me in so many different ways. Started having these crazy panic attacks. She explained that she made sacrifices mentally, emotionally, and financially to make the album. It's more than just an album to me. It's a transitional time in my life. Regarding the musical direction of the album, she said the inspiration came from new wave and stated that this is a dance record, but the lyrics can get pretty dark at times. In September of 2012, Solange released a teaser video for Losing You, which was announced as the lead single from the EP, True. This release marked Solange's first release as a signee of the independent label Terrible Records. The video was shot in Cape Town, South Africa in September of 2012. She revealed in an interview that her mother Tina had paid for Solange to record the video as her birthday gift. On October 24, 2012, Solange held a listening party in New York for her EP, True, released for digital download on iTunes on November 27th, 2012. The CD and vinyl was made available during 2013 and the EP's release made the cover of Fader magazine for the 84th issue that year. But later on, she announced she would create her record label called Saint Records, where she released her third full-length album and future music projects, which will be distributed through Sony. Focusing on events in her life as marriage, divorce, and parenthood, the album touched upon a variety of genres, including pop soul, psychedelic soul, electronica, and R&B. Solange is mainly known for R&B, and is seemed to be the forgotten queen of R&B, which people claim the queen of R&B is to be Beyonce or someone like SZA or the likes of Summer Walker. But underratedly, the real queen of R&B in terms of main R&B or contemporary R&B is more Solange or early SZA. with influences ranging at the addition of psychedelic soul, the addition of pop soul, the addition of EDM and electronica to her R&B repertoire. Now, on the EP, True, she had a lot of influences, an African percussion influences, basically Afrobeat drums, sonically. The extended play is influenced by the keyboard sound and the beat of early 1980s pop and R&B music. It was recorded in 5 cities including Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, Houston, and New York, and on the German Autobahn. The 2016 album, A Seat at the Table, discusses themes such as black womanhood, southern culture, and glory, and what it means to be free and not free for black ones.
But he says, heart of a king. He says, heart of a king. No, he says,
heart of a god.
He says, heart of a king, blood of a slave.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh, yes.
That's backwards.
It's been a while
me.
since I've heard it.
To me, I've always thought that was backwards. It should be blood of a king, meaning you're from the bloodline of kings and queens, heart of a slave.
Nas is a poet, and I don't really question what,
How dare you question
how he
Nas in front of Solange Knowles?
I'm just a nerd too.
But my favorite is
It's
the life we chose, which was on the album before that, which people really didn't love so much. But It's the Life We Choose is really, really a strong record. I was just listening to that the other day.
I think still.
I
I enjoy your choices. Do you? I mean, Stillmatic's dope. Did you like whatchamacallit? The Double album?
I don't know about the Double album.
Yes, you do.
No, really, like
Hip Hop is Dead. Wasn't Hip Hop is Dead the
No, I think after 8th grade, like I said, I went through like all of my musical phases, and Stillmatic was really
That was your last Nas.
like my fanatic
Yeah.
joint.
Well, you were crazy, right?
Yeah.
So now all of this artistic talk and nerd rap talk leads to where we are today with you musically, right? I mean, all of those influences kind of play into your newest video.
Definitely. When I wrote Lovers in the Parking Lot, I actually wrote it and Dev Hines produced it. And once we were done, I was like, this is missing a couple of things. There's a certain bass line I had in mind that I like saying and had a bass player. And I was like, and we need Manny Fresh drums. So I actually got the Manny. There's like a Manny kit, like when you're producing. Yeah. So I tried a couple different Manny drums, and when it came down to conceive the video, I knew that I wanted to do it in Houston. Houston had a huge parking lot pimping scene, and I wanted to sort of pay homage to that, which the song references. And so I actually asked Manny to be in the video, and he said yes, which I was super psyched about. And I love Bun. He's amazing. And I actually saw him in a hotel lobby, and I asked him would he do the video, and he was like, tell me more. And I was like, I have an idea, or I want to do this musical through King's Flea Market, which King's Flea Market is sort of like your Houston swap meet. The flea markets there have a very swap meet culture vibe. And he used to work there. He was like, that's crazy. I used to work at the tape shop there. And I was like, sick. Yeah. Well, you get your screw tapes, etc.
Look,
yeah.
On the West Coast, same thing with the shoes wrapped in plastic and, all of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the swap meet.
Yeah. But, in New York, when you say flea market, people think of
Brooklyn
vintage
style. Right.
clothes
They think of people now like Solange. walking around looking for polar bear
old
outfits
t-shirts
and things like that.
Yes, I suppose. But this is a whole different vibe.
Right.
And I told him that I wanted us to do a dance move together, like a Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis kind of move, and he was totally game. And then I was like, well, can you talk to Manny about it too? And so he kind of rung him up, and so we're dancing.
So let me get this straight. Bun B, Manny Fresh, and Solange have choreography.
We
dance
do.
Steps.
We do.
A la Destiny's Child or a la
Kid and Play.
Kid and Play.
I would say
Scoop and Scrap, Big Daddy Kane.
more so like the time.
The time. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we get like real funky.
All right.
And I have to say, like, Manny can really, really dance. But you know, back in the day, he used to do the Dougie before it was the Dougie.
True, he did.
So we like, you know.
I mean, look, in hip hop, we used to dance a lot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? My Running Man is mean.
Do you still bust it?
Nah,
No.
my knee. I'm old. My
Ebro
knee, I got a
doesn't do
bad
any
knee.
dancing. The only dance he does is in the studio. When you see him in real life,
No,
Really?
listen. I just came up
But you're
missing
from
last.
LA?
I'm from Oakland, California.
But they
last
dance.
Week, no, absolutely we dance. MC Hammer, all that. Rosa, don't
Oaktown
listen to
357.
Rosenberg.
He was
Do
in
not
Oaktown
listen to
357.
Rosenberg. I came up missing last week dancing with a fat girl, and then they didn't find me for at least 12 hours.
I'll show her the pictures though.
They're all over the internet. I'm nice with it. You know what I mean? I wind up nice. Nice West
But
Indian
there's
big
just
girl.
like a whole different men who dance culture in New York versus the South versus LA. And I'm kind of into like the guy standing there really firm. You know, like.
Here we go. Yeah,
That's the one.
that's what
You know what I'm saying?
that's what I did, and that's what I got
Hold
caught
on.
doing with the
And
fat
just
girl.
letting the girl do all of the work.
Yes.
I love
Let's
what,
hear it for
But-
Solange.
but
No,
I
people
love what she's
don't-
saying, but I got to show you this picture because it is precisely.
what I was
That-
doing.
Oh, shit.
What do you think about that? How does that make you feel?
That's definitely the stance that I'm talking
But
about.
He
though.
got that part on lock.
Notice though. Pay attention to
She's
the
working
placement
it.
of the pinky finger on the drink.
You see that?
My
Classy.
skill is crazy, old man style.
Yes,
See,
it
the reason-
is.
it's
a lot of shit I do wrong.
Where is this?
At some club, at Contra
That's a
Lounge,
Contra Lounge
Thursday
every
night.
Thursday night.
Vibes up, shiny culture. What up?
Who DJs?
A variety.
Bobby
variety of
Connors and
people.
Job, a lot of reggae music, D
I'm
Life.
sick.
Yeah,
See,
no,
but
yeah,
see,
we get it.
see,
in.
let me be clear. The reason Ebro is able to stand so stiff, if you will, is because when you're dancing with the chick that he was dancing with, you don't have to actually worry about becoming stiff. So you can stand like that and
Do not disrespect her.
I'm
She was
not
showing me love.
co-signing that,
I'm
and
sure
she
she-
looks like she's having a good
she
time.
does look
What's
like-
your dance vibe?
No dance vibe. I'm talking a DJ.
You just vibe.
Yeah, all I do is this. But this means nothing. You know, 50 said, I don't dance, all I do is this.
No, somebody else said that before. They don't dance no more.
No,
People don't
that's
dance
Goody
no
Mob.
more.
Goody Mob?
All they, yeah.
All they do is this. Good point.
Solange is just
Yeah,
No,
no,
I'm just
She just
saying,
sung me.
like,
No, she just
no,
pulled
no,
the
no.
Goody Mob.
on
No,
some
she right.
hip hop
She right.
shit though. I
She
love
did.
it.
But then
No,
I
no,
never played
I'm
They
just-
Don't Dance No More out. I would play the 50 Cent record. And when
But
I
I
played
don't know the
50 Cent record,
50 Cent one. What's that?
it's on Just a Little Bit or one of those songs. He goes, I don't dance, all I do is this.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah,
that little
yeah,
two-step
yeah,
with
yeah,
a little
yeah.
twist. something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
God, 50 songs are so soft, by the way. I love those songs. I cannot
They're
believe
moist. They're moist.
He finished Ja Rule off, and he has some of the best soft songs ever. But anyways, yeah, that's why part of the reason I DJ is because I'm not a dancer. I like to be in the booth. Like I don't know what I'm
Right.
doing unless I'm in the DJ booth. I
Yeah,
feel
and
weird.
you were mad at me for DJ.
I did hate
Lots of people were. I got it.
You know, it was just that it was unfair, and I wasn't really mad because I knew you were a sweetheart at the time. But I was just kind of like,
No.
I mean,
Don't lie to her
she's
now.
She's Beyonce's sister
Yes.
now. She just gets to be a DJ.
Yes,
no,
absolutely.
I got it.
But you were
I
saying you
have to
loved it.
say,
You really loved
like,
it.
I actually called Q-Tip, who is my favorite DJ. He's amazing.
He also was an add-on DJ later. Too. I mean,
Oh, come on, though.
listen, Tip's one of my buddies.
Come
at least he was a
on. Wait
producer
a
first,
minute.
though.
Wait a
Producer.
minute. Oh,
He
so
did
when you
beats.
produce, well, I've been producing a long time.
See?
So then do I
We
get
didn't know this though. We didn't know Solange Knowles was the
But
producer in the
honestly,
family.
I gotta ask Tip that. I don't know the first time Tip started spinning records. It's hard to say because
But who
like,
cares if you're good? He's
That's a good point.
just ill.
yeah, he's good. No, he's amazing. He plays. He has a great selection. So
And the first time that I actually, like, I've always been just a music lover and played music at parties. The iPod hog, that chick, super annoying.
iPod hog.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it was actually right after the earthquakes in Haiti, and I wanted to help out and contribute in some
Okay,
kind
don't
of
make
way.
me feel even worse now.
No, I'm really serious. But
So
I
that
just
was how
like
you thought you could have an event.
no.
was to
I
DJ?
had an event, and I was like, someone has to DJ. I asked Tip to do it. He wasn't available. I asked Amir. I asked Questlove. I asked all of my favorite DJs, and everybody was sort of doing their own contributions. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like play some music. And actually, my sister and Jay, it was my birthday, and they brought me turntables. They're like, we're tired of you being an iPod DJ, actually learned how to DJ.
I respect it because I can't stand an iPod DJ.
I know. Well, I mean, I wasn't doing it like
It wasn't a party. She would just grab it
like
and
at house parties and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I actually called Tip, and I was like, I know you can't DJ, but will you just give me like a really basic level? And nothing's basic with him. So I went there.
No, that is true.
And he impeached the president on 2 different sides, and he literally for 5 hours made me go back and forth until I could beat match. And it was like I wasn't gonna do it if I couldn't actually beat match and do it.
So here's where the hating part kicked in, though.
Yes.
Then I know the access to music that you had was stupendous, because you and Amir are very close.
Yes.
So you could just be like, "Yo, Questo, what's up with those 5 hard drives you have on you right now?"
He actually did put some music on for me.
Did he? Yeah, I know that he did.
But actually, there was another DJ in Chicago. I DJ'd, and I was terrified because this was like, I mostly did like art parties, fashion parties, but this was like a hardcore Chicago.
You mean the art fashion parties where they don't even know what a blend is? So you can just do whatever. You could just fade one out and play one. It didn't matter. Like, you're amazing. Now you had a club.
But it's really, really about. But even at Brooklyn Bowl, like you have to come with it. And I did a good 6-month residency there where I was DJing, and that really, really, really strengthened. I always felt very good about my song selection because I tend to play the songs that were just the album cuts that people actually legitimately want to hear, but nobody ever really plays.
That's one of the keys of being a great DJ.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it is totally different. Not to just give you to suck up to you, but it is different being a DJ. Half of being a DJ is being a music lover / expert, like someone who loves it. So it is obviously vastly different when Solange Knowles decides to become a DJ versus, say, Paris Hilton, who just got a 6-month residency. And I know you're a Knowles. You won't say anything mean about anyone. But when I see that, I'm just like, true. Really? Paris Hilton, a 6-month residency?
Solange will definitely say something mean about somebody to their face.
Well, then please diss Paris Hilton right now.
But I haven't seen, so I can't make an educated...
Hard to believe she'd have good taste in music. I know I'm just judging Paris.
Maybe, but I get surprised a lot. And honestly, I keep it very humble on the DJ tip. I have so much to learn still. I am so open and always a student. I'll always be a student.
You're still into it though?
I am.
Even though you've been now really back on in the performance world, you're still into it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to do a gig actually in a couple of weeks. It's definitely slowed down, but I love doing it.
Do you ever spin actual wax or always just Serato?
I have, but really, to be quite honest, just to switch over.
Just to set your shit up.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But
she knows her shit though. I can tell. She respects the craft.
No,
I really respect the craft, and it really was just something that I enjoyed so thoroughly, but I would not have done if I didn't actually take the time out. And I still fuck up, you know what I mean? I still have so much to learn. Definitely can't scratch, definitely can't cut. But the blend is there.
That's all.
So.
And music choice.
The song selection, blend, I feel good.
If you have
about.
Song selection, you can blend some records. Yeah. That's the start of being a DJ.
So do you feel like, it sounds like listening to you talk, and I've known you for some time, you found your path. Like, as far as being creative, your creative outlet, and what Solange stands for.
I evolved into it.
Right.
I didn't so forth find it. I feel like I was so blessed and so lucky to have the journey that I've had. I started off actually dancing for Destiny's Child when I was 13.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I danced with them from 13 to 15. I was their backup dancer, and I traveled all over the world, and that was so imperative for my journey because in Europe especially, where we toured the majority of the time, I was dancing with them. Radio was so different. So I had exposure to, Chemical Brothers being top 40 there in New York, and, all of these different musical cultures that I was exposed to. And me just being a little music nerd, like I just grasped onto it so much, but I didn't really know how to take all of these influences because, again, I'm just as influenced by Manny Fresh as I am that. And I didn't really know because, you're young and honestly, at that age, it was so important for me, as most teenagers, to like show how deep I was. So I like, you know, used to wear Rasta braids and like all Jamaica everything. My first video, everything is red, green, black. Noriega's like doing the verse. Like, you know, it takes time for you to really develop that confidence that you pretend to have. And I think you know, the older my son got, the more settled and more stability I had, the more I was really able to sort of focus on me, because I was a nomad basically from 13 until 17, which are the really imperative years of your life. You know, I didn't have that high school experience, and then I went straight into getting married and having a kid. I moved to Idaho, to the middle of nowhere.
Time out.
Yes.
Let's stop on Idaho.
Yeah, how did that happen?
What the hell?
My ex-husband, he played college ball there.
That's right.
So he wanted to go to school there, and I was the supportive wife. And I also like kind of romanticized about the idea of raising Jules in the country, so I was down for a while.
I'll be honest. It's sort of a cute. I understand where you were at.
Yeah.
Like you'll support him while he's there.
Yeah.
Raise Jules in the middle
You
of
guys
nowhere.
get a ranch and you'll have plenty of room to
we
play,
had
and a dog.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a dog?
We didn't have a dog, but because I was like 17 with a newborn, I had no family there, no friends, so it was just.
Were you guys high school
us.
sweethearts?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we were together from 13 to 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys still cool?
We're cool. We co-parent.
You co-parent.
We're not homies.
Like you're not best buds.
Yeah.
But and how's your like? I've obviously met your son
Yeah.
just running through
Yes.
everyone's dressing room, backstage
Yes.
at concerts, doing whatever
Yes.
he wants at any time. And
Yes,
everyone
when
being
he's
like,
when he's with the family, he's like, you know, the jewel. They let him do whatever he wants, but
How old
I
is
am not at all that kind of mom. I'm like, especially by Brooklyn mom standards, I'm like Cruella DeVille.
What do you mean?
Because in Brooklyn,
Like everybody's
everyone's
like
probably
super
still
liberal and like
like-
they can express themselves and do whatever they want, and I'm like, you better shut up talking crazy to me.
Yeah, in Brooklyn, it's like they're eating like weird gluten-free granola bars and they're barefoot.
We
and
do a
running
little
everywhere.
of that, but we're such a living contradiction. We have like the seaweed snacks, and then we have like spicy Cheetos too. So
You try. You're
we
trying.
try.
Okay, by the
We
way,
have seaweed
This is-
snacks and we have Funyuns.
this is totally something I had no interest in bringing up until it
Yes.
just popped in my head when you mentioned your high school sweetheart.
Yes.
Because I'm the last person to care about gossip.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, this did make me laugh out loud. Did you happen to see your sister's ex-boyfriend on E this week?
No.
I forgot to mention this to you.
No.
Either Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood. It was on by accident around
That's
dinner time.
interesting.
And they were like, an exclusive with the man.
It was a
who
video
lost
interview?
Beyonce. Yes. Apparently, a
Wait, who
boyfriend
is this
she had
person?
in high school for a couple of
yeah,
years.
a few years.
And, like,
I
her
know who
real
you're talking
boyfriend-
about.
But
He's
it
a
was
sweet guy.
No, he wasn't a jerk at all.
Yeah.
He was totally nice. The only funny part that I thought was amusing was that he was like, but then he messed up and cheated on Beyonce. And he's like, yeah, I blew it, you know. I'm like, of course you had to frame it like that. Like she left, like you made her leave. He was like, but he was generally very nice. I just thought it was hilarious that he got an exclusive.
Yeah.
Like they were amped.
Damn.
But
I have
that's-
to check that out. That
But that
sounds
speaks to like
interesting.
the level of weirdness fame that your sister's in.
Yes.
Which I find to be one of the more fascinating things about you is that you are you're famous in your own right,
Yeah.
but you're also mad regular.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I bumped into a Bonner who I hadn't
Yeah.
seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like bumping into a regular person that I know who's in the music world with me, but I don't think like, oh, her sister's the most famous human being on earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I have to say, like, my sister's mad regular too. I mean,
So
obviously, to a certain extent, you know, life can't allow her to do that, but
Yeah, like she can't just walk to the edge of the stage and put her arm out with someone not trying to
I know.
snatch her
I know.
and drag
It's
her
just
into
really
the
scary.
audience.
It's just
Yo,
really,
let's
really
Yo,
scary.
seriously, there needs to be an intervention there. Seriously,
No,
somebody needs
I
to
mean,
go, yo, chill.
I
These people are
know.
crazy.
I know. Well, I mean, she has the whole Beehive stage.
Oh, that's who those people are.
Yeah, so those are like select fans that have followed
That are extra
her.
crazy. That's the extra crazy section.
Oh.
That's what it's there for. That's what the Beehive is.
But I love sitting at the Beehive because I just like wave as if I'm a fan, and she just can't even deal, and I just try to distract her and be like, and she's just like, I can't look at you right
things
now.
are gonna get real. I'm telling you, they're gonna get real, and then someone's gonna get their ass whooped. That's what's really gonna happen. They need to chill.
I know. It's really scary, but you know what? At the same time, I have to give her the hugest props for putting herself and being that accessible.
Fair enough.
But it is scary, especially as a
Brazil?
family member. It's scary to watch that.
Yeah, Brazil.
Yeah.
And dude wouldn't let go.
No.
But security was there, right? I mean, I assume
She let them go.
Jenny Aiko, SZA, Summer Walker, Chloe Bailey, and the rest. Coco Jones will continue to get more recognition than her because of her reputation, and well, she's Beyonce's younger sister. She won't get as much recognition as Beyonce, but that is why she's the forgotten queen of R&B. It's been Nazaro. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.